Hi guys, this is Gar Guy UK. So this is a bit of a two-in-one video. Firstly, I've been asked by a few of you to show the engine of the J12, and this is the mild hybrid engine. And also, I just wanted to show you some of the basics, so you don't need to be a complete expert of the inner workings of a car to keep it running smoothly, but it does help to know the basics and how to spot when something's amiss. So let's get into it. So here's the rod that props the bonnet up, so just make sure that that's properly secure before you start to attempt to do anything in the engine. So firstly, if we move to the engine coolant reservoir, so you just need to make sure that the liquid is between the minimum and the max line. So mine's just slightly above the max line, so that's fine. I've not had to do anything since I got the car. And then moving over to the brake clutch fluid reservoir, you just need to make sure that that's topped up between the minimum and the maximum line. I don't think you can quite see it here on camera, but it is between the minimum and the maximum line, so that's absolutely fine. Okay, and this is the window washer. So this is where you would put your screen wash. I'll show you that a little bit later. That's the engine oil filler cap, and next to it the dipstick, which again I'll show you how to look at a little bit later on. Okay, and as you can see there, we have the battery at the top, and then just right of the battery we have the fuse box. One thing I noticed about this particular battery when I got the car, the little red cap that fits over the connections was a little bit loose. Mine was hanging off, so just make sure that it is covering it okay. It is quite fiddly, but every time you open the bonnet, just give it a check just to make sure that it is secure. So there we have the engine. What I'll do is towards the end of the video I'll give a more detailed view of the engine and a closer look at some of the parts. And that's the mild hybrid engine. So some of the basics that you need to check then. So we need to check the screen wash. So we just want to make sure that that's always topped up. So first you do that by taking off the cap. Here's one of the screen washers that I use from Halfords. I do particularly like the smell of this one. It's concentrated and it does work up to -10 degrees Celsius. That's if you were to use it neat, but I do add water to it. You could probably use a funnel if you've not got a steady hand. I just like to pour it straight in, didn't spill too much. And then top it up with water. So if you do use it neat, then it will not freeze, up to -10, but if you do add water like I do and not have it fully concentrated, then it's less effective. And you can see on the back of the packaging, it'll tell you how effective it is dependent on how much water you add to it. But it does smell nice once you're using it, especially if you get a scented one. And then just make sure the cap is securely fitted and it clicks into place. Okay, and with the oil, if you just want to take out the dipstick, what I tend to do is completely wipe the dipstick clean, so you get all the oil off that's already on the dipstick, and pop it back in. Because the car's been sat idle, once you take it back out again, you can just make sure that it's got enough oil in. So it needs to come up between the two grooves, and as you can see, the oil is in between the two grooves, so that shows there is enough oil in my car. If it gets too low, then you'll need to top it up. You should be checking all these basics at least once a month, especially if you do long journeys. So top down then, looking at the engine. This is the mild hybrid version of the J12 Qashqai. And what I'll do now is I'll show you a close-up of all the parts, should you need to have a look close up. As I say, some of you have asked for an up close of the engine, so I'm going to try and show it to you as much as I possibly can. So here I've zoomed into some of the parts. So I hope this proves useful. So thank you for watching this video. If you've liked the video, then please like, and also I would really appreciate it if you're able to subscribe if you like this particular content. So I hope the look of this engine has proved useful to you, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.